G'day everybody, thanks for stopping by. Look, today's video, amongst the wind and what may possibly be the rain really soon, it was a cracking day yesterday. I come off night shift and instead of getting this video done, I went in and went to sleep the whole day. So it's left me with having to do it today. There's some dark clouds up there and I'm not sure if you can see or hear how windy it is, and it's cold. So we're gonna harden up and we're gonna get this review done. Now, as promised, this is gonna be the review of the MJJC Snow Cannon Pro. Now the Pro, I'm not sure what the Pro stands for specifically. I'm gonna put some links down in the description, you know, as per all my other reviews, links down in the description. That'll take you to their website. On occasion when stuff gets sent out to me for the purpose of review, most of the time it's for free. They'll send you something out, say, hey, do you want to have a look at this? We'll send you out for one for free. Sometimes the product has to go back. In this instance, it doesn't. Sometimes what they also do is they also provide you with a membership, an affiliate link, something along those lines. And the people who watching your video click on that link and then go purchase the product, you'll get like a percentage. I think it might be 5%, 10%, something like that every time they do a purchase. Now I won't be doing that for this. Look, I make a couple of bucks here and there off YouTube and I'm happy with that. I'm not worried about the affiliate links. I do the affiliate links on eBay, but when it comes to something like this, I don't. Whilst I will put a link to their website, it's going to be up to you to navigate to the specific foam cannon that suits your pressure washer. Now you really want to be using these with a pressure washer. I don't know how they work without a pressure washer, and we're obviously not going to do that. We're going to use this with the Aquatac 135, review up in the corner. As far as MJJC, they reached out and said, look, can we shoot you out one of these? We've seen that you've done the review on the foamy foam cannon. We'd like to send you one out, see if you can have a look at it, see what you think. So we're going to do that today. Now again, this is going to be with the Bosch Aquatac 135, I think it is. This is the one that was actually sent out to me by Bosch, and we're going to be doing a giveaway of the 100. That'll be in the next video coming up. I'm going to do the giveaway as a separate video. Because you use these with pressure washers, and all of your pressure washers tend to have different connections, when you're having a look at their website, there's about maybe a dozen or so different listings, and you'll have to pick the one that has the connector specific for your pressure washer. So they do all different types of Karsh's, they do the different Bosches, there's Black & Decker, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So have a look at that and you'll see the one that's going to fit to your pressure washer. In addition to that, of course I like to go and do a bit of research about who I'm dealing with and see some information about what they've sent me. These come in Australian around about 76 bucks. These are not Australian made. Don't get that mistaken. When you buy on their website, you can do the drop down, you can choose the Australian dollars so you can see what you're paying for. Now these are about 76 bucks Australian. I think that works out to around about, I think it's about 59 or something like that in the US, so that gives you a bit of an idea. They do some other products there as well, but it's all around sort of car washing and detailing and all that sort of stuff. Of course all of their products seem to be around car detailing and car washing. I quite like that. I don't like it when I go to buy something, generally off a Chinese retailer or something like that, or it can be an Australian retailer, and you go and have, especially when I'm buying electronics, and I have a look at the website and they've got the electronics that you want and that's all good, and they might have a couple of different varieties, and then they've got makeup and dog food and adult toys. Yeah, I don't know, you get the idea, and they've got all sorts of stuff and you can tell that they're not specialised in that product or that area. Now these guys, like I said, everything that I saw on their website, on this MJJC website, was all related to car washing and car detailing. They did have a few other little variations. One thing that I was really interested in was a connection for your 13mm hose, which is a standard hose here in Australia, and it was like a fire hose connection. So I'm going to have a look at that. So what you get in the box, obviously you're going to get the nozzle, you're going to get the connector specific to your pressure washer depending on which one you bought. Now the one thing I really like about this is you can see how solid this is. This is solid brass. This is, yeah, just straight out of the box. You grab it, you start playing with it, and you're going, yeah, you know what, this is a nice quality piece. Now let's just have a quick look and see whether there is a O-ring in there, because I hate nothing more than I'm washing cars and your hose connector shits itself. And yeah, okay, so there's a little O-ring on the inside piece. I was getting a bit concerned because I couldn't see one on the outside, but there's an O-ring on the inside piece, so hopefully this is not going to wet us. So just tightening her up. Now this is obviously going to allow us an adjustment between how much foam we want to go in and how much water we want to come through. So when I got the foamy, I really wanted that functionality. Now just as a bit of a comparison, you can see that the foamy was also made out of the brass. So from that perspective, they're very similar. The foamy, however, doesn't have that adjustability on the top for adjusting how much foam you're getting out. Give you an idea what the heads look like. You can see those connectors are the same. That's for the Bosch. The foamy does obviously have the adjustability for adjusting the, I guess, the spray, the fan. You do see that option on the MJJC as well. You'll see these little fins here. So they open and close as you rotate that. So that just allows you to open that up and it adjusts the fan or the spread of where the foam actually goes. That's good too. You can see that you can rotate this red piece and that will rotate the fan, so you can have it horizontal or you can turn it vertical and you can still adjust that spread as well. That was one thing that wasn't possible on the foamy. Now you can see that's gotten quite loose on the foamy. I hadn't noticed that when I was using it last, but the adjustment on the MJJC is quite a bit stiffer, but it is new. Not that I've had any issues with this at all. One thing that's missing on the foamy that I do see on the MJJC, and we'll grab this out in just a second, you can see the end of that hose there, the straw that actually goes into the bottom. On your MJJC, we've got to fit this, but some good packaging doesn't want to let us into it. So we just press fit, little hose on there, and you'll see it's got a little bit of weight on the bottom with a hole in the bottom there as well. So that's going to keep that down in the bottom of the bottle. So it's always going to be sucking up the detergent and you'll get the last out of it. Not that I've had any issues with the other one, but I do quite like that. Other, I guess, slight improvement, depending on which way you come from, over the foamies, you can see the size of the bases. MJJC is quite a bit bigger on the base, and they're a little bit heavy on top, so when it comes to putting them down, the foam is pretty good. It doesn't feel like it wants to fall over. It's not too far from it, but once you've got a bit of detergent or some liquid in that, that's pretty good. But the MJJC is just, you can see, is just solid. So just that wider base, when you're looking for foam cannons, avoid ones that are something like that. You can see the difference. If it's tall and thin, you don't want it, because every time you put the mungle down, if you've got a decent nozzle on top, like these brass ones, all they want to do is fall over and you're forever picking the mungles up. So there's a tick for the MJJC right there. I hate to say it, but I may have to have a look at the instructions, because we've got a little nozzle tip in there. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. And we've got, look like some sort of filter material. There's two different types. There's these solid ones, and there's this one here. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see what they are. They look like they're replacements for some perishable. Spare parts. Okay, one 1.1 millimeter orifice nozzle, one stainless steel mesh filter. Looks like we've got spare nozzle and spare filters, but where they go in particular, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Okay, so I can see where that nozzle goes straight away. You can see just in there, looks like a screw head with a hole in it, so that's where the nozzle goes. I'm not entirely sure why you would need a filter, to be honest. I might jump on their website, and if I can figure it out, put a note or something down below. And then obviously this adjustment here is just going to change our mixture ratio of foam to water. Now in anticipation for doing this review, I ducked down to my mates there at Supercheap. It was a good day to get down there because they had a sale on the Bowden's Snow Job, which is their Snow Cannon foam, down from about 60 bucks down to about 38 bucks or something. So I bought 2 litres of that. So I really wanted to use a foam specific detergent for this review, just so we can give it its best chance. I also picked up this stuff, which wasn't on special, but how could you not want something with that label on it? Happy ending. So apparently this is a hydrophobic afterwash finishing foam. So this is also a foam product. So I guess one heads up when you're looking at your foam cannons, and it's something that I've realised, and wasn't necessarily something that I knew going in. When you have a read of these are considered to be pre-washes, not necessarily the be-all and end-all wash. So historically, so in the past I have just washed it down given it a rinse off, let it sit, hose it off, just give it another hit. And I've been happy with the wash that I've got. But what you're meant to do is spray this, give it a hit, wash all the main dirt off, then give it a hit with this, let it sit for about 4 or 5 minutes, then come back and do a hand wash, you know, with a wash pad or a mitt or something like that with your normal detergent. And then you come back and you hit it with this stuff. So supposedly this leaves like a nice glassy finish. But ultimately your foam cannons aren't meant to replace a hand wash. You're still meant to do that to remove the bulk of the dirt. What they're meant to do is you spray it on, it all just sits there, the foam is meant to soak into the dirt and break it up and just make that proper wash a little bit easier. Now, Foamy also got in touch with me after I did that review and did suggest that they wanted to send me out one that would work off just normal pressure, didn't require a high pressure washer. I said yes to that, gave them address, etc., but it never turned up. Okay, so it looks like they've got a garden hose foam gun as well, so that's interesting. If I can find that, I'll put it up. Okay, so as our main wash, I got Meguiar's Gold and Meguiar's Ultimate Wash and Wax. So we're going to leave the wash and wax, and I'm just going to use the Meguiar's Gold. Now, typically and historically, I've never been a big detergent guy, but what I have been doing, because I've been sent these products, is spending a few extra bucks on getting some proper detergent. Now, this is the Meguiar stuff. I did have the red one, which was the standard. This is a gold class, supposedly better. Shampoo and conditioner, who the hell knows. It smells good, and it's nice and thick, so it is a real concentrate, so you don't need to use heaps of it. So this Meguiar stuff is going to be our main wash. The Meguiar stuff is the stuff that I would have been using with the foam cannon before, so it's not specific foam cannon detergent. So of course I'm expecting to see better results from this snow job from Bowden, so we'll see how it goes. So it does say with this stuff to do a 9:1. It does have some markings on the side, but I cannot read those. I've got a feeling it's around about a 600 or 700ml bottle, so we're just going to throw in whatever. Now I've just made a rookie mistake. I don't know whether you spotted it, but it smells pretty good too. But if you're using foam cannons, what you've got to do is pre-mix your wash with water in this and shake it up and mix it up a bit. My rookie mistake is I just put the detergent in here first, and that's not what you do. What you want to do is go and fill up your water and then chuck your detergent in, because now while I go and fill this up with water, it's going to start to foam up in here. It's going to be a pain in the backside. So when you're doing this, put your water in first, then add your detergent. Rookie mistake. So once you've got your water and detergent, just stick your top back on. Just give her a bit of a shake. And you'll notice there is some pressure release in the top as well. It's the same as all of them. So when you do this, it all starts to foam up. Let's a little bit of that out. So we're going to just let that sit. Not that you have to do that, but I've been out forward driving and stuff like this. It's got a lot of dirt on it, so I'm going to give it a quick hit with a pressure washer and knock a lot of that off. And what I do need to do is get in and give these bloody rock sliders a bit of a touch up there as well. Alright, so that's it, that's done. So what we need to do now is just take our lance off, push and turn, there we go. It's been a while since it's been off, and you'll see that connection that we've got there is going to be the one that's going to match up with our MJJC foam cannon over there. So when you buy one of these, if you're going to order one of these, this is the connection that you're ultimately looking for. You need to know what your lance or what your high pressure washer, what that connection there is, so you can buy the right one so it's going to fit. And then what we do is we just grab our foam cannon, and we stick her in, lock her on. Now this section here on my lance, yours may be different, does rotate. So we're just going to rotate that so we've got it in its upright position, and that's what she looks like there. Just going to give it a bit more of a shake. Now because I haven't used this, I don't know whether to have this down. I'm going to go, hang on, what have we got? So we've got 1, 2, okay, so probably about 2.5 turns. So the way I figure it let's go one turn, see how she goes. So I'm just going to open those blades just a little bit, and then we'll play with that as we go. Okay, so what I've noticed straight off the bat is this is counterintuitive. So when I thought I was going to have this opened up more, what that's actually doing is letting more water through. The more I open it, the more water you get through. So the more I close that, the less water gets through, the more foam we get. Just to give you an idea, I'll open that up, let's say 1.5 turns, and see how much foam we get here. So there's a bit there, but you can see that it's not really thick. Now if I just close that right up, just open it a hair, have a look now. I think you can see what you get now. So obviously the more closed that is, the thicker that foam is. Now that's really impressive, like how that is just hanging on there. We'll go into a mirror so you can have a good look. So I think you can see how thick that is. That is bloody beautiful. So obviously we're going to be going through a bit more foam, having it on that thick. I'll just tuck you around the other side and I'll open it up a bit just so you've got something to compare it to. I've got to tell you, I can hear it dropping off the other side, just in glops. Sounds like a bad night on the grog. Anyway, so we'll just open this up a bit and I'll hit this mirror and you'll get an idea of how much difference there is. So you can see how more watery that is, and you can see it's just running off. So save wasting all this product, I'm going to set it to foam and give the old girl a hit. Okay, so that's a bit better. You can get an idea now of the foam on a non-white car. That was not the smartest idea. Shut the screen now. I think you can see me apologise if there's something on the screen there. We're going to have to pull up. I need to get some of this stuff off. But they weren't kidding when they said snow cannon. There's a little bit of wind, this stuff's going everywhere. It's good though. Now look, as much as this has foamed up bloody beautifully, and this is exactly what we wanted, I'm probably going to have to give some credit to the product itself, as in the detergent. Some of it has to be related to the detergent, and some of it has to be related to the product itself, the Snow Cannon. So with that in mind, the way that I can control that with that nozzle on top of that foam cannon is bloody brilliant. And to be honest, when I bought the foamy originally, that was what I wanted. I wanted one with a dial on the top. That little nozzle on top, for me, makes all the difference. So really happy with what that's done there. So the process here is just to let that sit. So I'm going to go and jump into the little Brass Monkey 15 litre fridge that we did a review of last week. Go myself a drink. Now, just to let you know, that Brass Monkey is still doing its job. It's been running the car 24/7. It's been running on those lithium batteries. So those two fridges have been running 24/7 for the last few weeks or so. Yeah, that's been doing good. Now when you're letting that sit, you want to make sure that it doesn't go to dry. Now, It's probably about, it's cool. It's probably about 15 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer than that. So it's not going to dry out wet real quick. So we're just going to let that sit for a bit, and we're going to jump back in and hit it with the pressure washer again. And again, just for swapping it out, push and turn. Your pressure washer may be different. Again, just drop that straight down on the ground, just like that. And she stood up, so I didn't have to worry about it falling over and, you know, the nozzle getting in the dirt and all that sort of rubbish. So again, I can't emphasise enough, don't get one with those skinny bottles. They just annoy the hell out of you. Now I've got to tell you, as much as I love my foam cannons, I don't think prior to using foam cannons I ever did a pre-wash. That makes sense. So, but I know guys that do car detailing will do that. They'll hit it and they'll take off the main contaminants and they'll give it a wash, and they'll go over and they'll wash it again, and then they'll, you know, give it a rinse and then another wash, and then they'll clay bar it, and then they'll give it a wax and all that sort of stuff. My car, again, normally would just get a wash with something that was under the sink, and that was about it. And normally when I've used the foam cannons, I've been happy with sort of a no-touch wash, because, you know, I don't wash my cars all that often. So I would have been happy with that, but I've got a few spots because it hasn't been washed for a while. I think I've got a bird turd or something here. I've got some runs from some Supercheap tyre black that I had, that I decided to use on some of the other trim, and then it rained and all that black ran down the side of the car. So that's still there. I'm still going to give it the hand wash, and then we're going to give it a go with that happy ending out of the pressure washer, because that was the main reason I bought it. I thought, oh, something that I can give it a bit of a coating to protect the paint, you know, help me not need to wash it all the time, and I can do it out of the foam cannon, so I don't have to hand apply it. So here's our hand mitt, and let's get stuck in with a quick go. You can see the old Pajero starting to shine a little bit. Now the paint's never been the best on this Pajero anyway, because it gets used, it gets taken off road, it gets put through the scrub. But I didn't know if it was doing anybody's paint work a favour, but trying to make sure you're happy with it.
Well, this truck comes out back on Hammond's Road, so if that's any help to you. 3 and a day would be fairly committed now.
That's the floor.
You know, it gets used as a four-wheel drive, but I do like to give it a bit of a wash every now and then and bring her up. I'm going to have to give these headlights a bit of a touch-up, so I think they're starting to go a little bit yellow on top. That's our pre-wash with the foam cannon and our hand wash. That's done. Definitely a lot cleaner than she was, but that goes without saying. Okay, so now for a happy ending. I'm also happy to report, once we straighten up that camera, that when I got back to go and fill this up with some water before we put the happy ending in, that was empty. There was a little bit of foam and stuff in there, but there was no detergent, so we certainly used all that detergent because of that weight on the bottom of that hose. I haven't got my glasses on, but that I believe that says 9:1, which is the same as the actual wash mix as well. So I'll just see whether there's a little bit of a smell, not too much. But I much prefer this dispenser over the other bottle. Oh, okay. This is really this is more just like a liquid. It's not very thick at all. I honestly thought that was going to be a real thick sort of gel stuff. It's interesting. Let's see how this goes. So again, stick it in. Do the hokey pokey. Apply light foam to the roof and then work to the bottom. Walk around and do the entire vehicle. Avoid applying on the windscreen. Bowden. I'm meant to be using a foam cannon, applying to the whole car, and avoid putting this on the windscreen. Taking the anyway. Once finished, immediately pressure wash off thoroughly, especially on glass. Start from where you began applying, dry the car, it's not going to happen. Quickly clean windscreen with naked glass to prevent wipers smearing. Then grab a refreshing cool beverage. Enjoy your awesome shine. Well, I've got my Pepsi ready. Okay, that's interesting, so I better get some stuff ready. Actually, I've got some stuff in the car so we can get that glass clean. I'm going to use it on the same setting that I had the wash on, which is to maximize the foam. One thing that's a little bit of a challenge with this is this obviously rotates the nozzle so you can go vertical or horizontal. This bit opens and closes those blades. Now, what I did notice when I was trying to use it and I wanted to just adjust those blades a little bit just to change the spread, I went like that just to turn it, but this whole mechanism turns, so it becomes a two-hand job, don't Stephen, to open those up. So it would be nice if that was a little bit looser, I suppose, but okay, so foam cannon stuff that isn't, but, and despite the instructions, I am going to let it sit there for a sec, because I've got to tell you, that 1 litre bottle of that happy ending, 59 bucks. So 60 bucks that cost me. I want it to soak into the paint and soak in well. Okay, this is interesting. I want you to have a look at this windscreen as I hose this stuff off and see how much it beads. You see that? Well, I'll be bugging. I think it works. Have a go at this. Now I haven't finished hosing it all off, but I don't know whether you can see that. I don't think this is going to come up in the camera, but I don't know if you can see how that water is just sheeting off there and just beading up. You can see on the windscreen here. See that way that water's running off, and these windows here. I'm just showing you the windows because that's where I think you can see it the best, but it's obviously doing that on the paint as well. I really wish I could show. I really wish I could just show you how that's just, that water's just sitting on there and just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know, beading, sheeting, whatever the right terminology is. Again, I told you, washing cars is not really my forte. But I've just discovered the bottle of Windex that was in my work bag, upside down, is now empty. So I've just hit that with the wipers and everything seems to be okay. So just give it a quick go with the glass cleaner as per instructions. So there you go, that's our MJJC Foam Cannon Pro. Yeah, really impressed with that, especially considering the price point. 75 bucks, I think puts it a bit cheaper than all of the others. The foamy, I think, cost me around about the $99. I was in it Supercheap, and whilst I had the Bowden stuff down on sale, you're normally looking around about 100 bucks for that as well. So it's about 25 bucks, 3/4 the price of the others. Benefits over the foamy, you've got your control here, as far as being able to control the amount of foam that goes in. You've got the filters and the extra nozzle as replacements if they wear out. I don't know why they would. If you've got hard water or something like that, perhaps. So we've got the weight on the bottom of that, and it literally uses all of that. So it took all of that again. So that really works. Really impressed with that. Not that I had any issues with the foamy. Sometimes they have a little bit left in the bottom. And when you're paying 60 bucks for products, being able to get it all is a bit of a bonus. So it's a nice soft hose that as well. Yeah, good positive connection. it does break down, so that comes off, so we can store it back in its own little box. No biggie. The large base is excellent, so you can just, you know, if you've got somewhere that you want to sit it down, you can sit it down like that. You don't need to worry about it falling over. Again, try and avoid the ones with the narrow bases, the tall ones. All brass construction, that is excellent, really, really solid. The number of options that they've got on their website to make sure it's going to fit your pressure washer. So plenty of options there, so you should be able to get one that's going to fit, certainly with all the popular stuff. Obviously the pressure release, which is good, but I think that's a standard thing on foam cannons. I literally don't think there's anything that I don't like. Sorry, yes there is. The one niggle, and it is only a niggle, not being able to adjust this one-handed while I've, you know, got my hand on the lance and I've got the trigger and I'm trying to adjust those blades. That is a little bit stiff. Could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I wanted to be able to just reach out and just rotate that. Unfortunately, that whole thing just turned around. That's the only little gripe, and it is really a minor gripe. It just means I've got to reach out, stop being lazy, just use two hands to adjust those blades there. But other than that, but yeah, there's literally nothing I don't like about that. And if I'm honest, as much as it's not Australian, I think I've got to say I prefer this one over the foamy. I was concerned about the container. You can buy additional bottles and all that sort of stuff on their website, so if you drop it, break it, whatever, you can buy new ones of these. I didn't have a look at the price, but I'll put it up there on the screen. This is the only thing I can see breaking. This is solid as, and I can't see that breaking anytime soon. Have a look at warranty. I don't know what that is, and I'll put that up on the screen. Obviously I haven't had any interaction with MJJC in relation to any warranty or after sale service. I can tell you that the lady I'm talking to, can't remember whether the name is Shelley or Kelly, it might be Kelly, is quite forceful about getting me to do this review. She kept saying, yeah, I'm looking forward to the review, I'm looking forward, yeah, look, review. So that might be something lost in translation there, but she's pretty keen for me to get this done. That's the MJJC Foam Cannon Pro. I'm really happy with that, and I've got to tell you, this happy ending stuff has really blown my skirt up as well. I've been really impressed with that. I mean, the foam wash, I've used the other Maguire stuff that wasn't necessarily foam wash, and I think it did about the same. So the snow job stuff, I'm neither here or there on it. It's detergent, it did its job, it foamed up. But this happy ending stuff, this left a real nice finish on the paint of the Pajero, so I'm going to give the old Commodore a bit of a hit with this now, and we'll see how that comes up. So yeah, really like that. 60 bucks though for 1 litre. So don't know about that, but you know, I like to dive in head first to do the reviews and give the products the best chance, and I'm really happy with that. So MJJC, thanks for sending it out, really appreciate it. Happy ending stuff, guys. You know, if you're inclined, if your paint works a bit better than mine and you're inclined to look after it, then I'd recommend that as well. So that's it, guys. Thanks very much for stopping by. If you've got any questions, let me know. It's a snow cannon, there's not much there to tell you. Links down in the description where you can pick one up if you like it. In addition to getting these on their website, you can see it in Australian dollars, I've also seen these listed on Amazon, so Amazon Australia, although they were out of stock. So if you're more inclined to use Amazon, then I'll put a link up. If it's out of stock, I'll put it down there anyway, you can have a look. None of those are going to be affiliate links. I'm not going to be making any dough off this. I'm not going to worry about doing that. For anybody who wants to send me products in the future, what I'd like, rather than offering me an affiliate link where I can make a few bucks if people purchase them through my YouTube channel, I'd prefer to be able to turn that affiliate. So if I'm going to get 10%, I'd prefer to have a discount voucher or a discount code that my viewers can put in so they can actually get the 10%. So if anybody wants out there wants to send me products to review, what I want you to do is either send me 2, so I can have one for myself for the review, I want one to give away, or I'd like to be able to offer a discount to my viewers. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for stopping by. Appreciate your viewership. Thanks for everybody that's come on as subscribers. Next video that's going to be coming along is going to be the giveaway video for the pressure washer, the foam cannon, and I found some other stuff, but you'll have to come back for that video and have a look. Catch you in the next one. Cheers. Son of a, would you have a look at that? I just finished washing that. And some bird's done a flyby. quite possibly while I was talking to you and done that. What a scumbag, so I've got to clean that off. And another one here. So I've got 2 bird turds within 2 minutes of washing this thing. Anyway, so I'll hit that, that's still wet, I'll get rid of that. And I'm starting to feel some rain, so not the best day to wash. Catch you on the next one. Okay, so that's a bit better. You can get an idea now of the foam on a non-white car. I tell you, this is meant to be B-roll, but I had to grab the camera because I'm just doing the Commodore with that happy ending stuff as well. And I don't know how it does what it does so quick. Like, it really is making the water bead, and it just does look like a really nice shine. So it's, yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but it looks good. I don't know how it's doing it so quick, and I don't even know what it's doing, frankly. It does say that it's non-ceramic, so it's not a ceramic coating, because I was tossing up between grabbing those as well, but 60 bucks? I don't know, but I can see it better on this colour car. But yeah, it's just, again, I don't know what it's doing, but I'm happy with it. That's no pun intended with the happy ending either, so. I mean, it's not exactly running off it, but you can see the water is definitely beading. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, again, I don't know. I'm confused. It's not doing it's not sheeting as such, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really keen to see what it looks like in tomorrow's light after it's dried on its own. Alright, but now it's getting dark. It's already cold. Get out of here. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by, eh?